Hey everybody, welcome to the video. Welcome to the channel. My name is Mike. The one after my insurance policy back there, that's our oldest. And this is the YouTube yacht project. We've been with the channel for a while. You know, it's a rental cabin that my wife and I and our family are building. It's our first rental cabin and we're pretty excited about it. Themed in a steamboat. You guys kind of got the general shape. Today we're gonna get all the forms, all the braces, all that stuff off and a good cleanup so we can move forward with this project. We're pretty excited about it. We'll get you up close and personal here in just a second with the YouTube yacht, and we'll put the drone up in the air too because it's a beautiful day. But for starters, a lot of people ask what we do with the scrap. This is the one full piece we have left. We'll save that and throw it up in the barn for the time being. But everything else, the other scrap pieces, unfortunately,
must go.
Yeah, it must go. It all goes to a dumpster. There are places you can take to recycle this. They are after the high density polyethylene studs. That's what they look for to recycle. But I think the closest place to us is almost 3 hours away. We're gonna start taking all this strapping off. The best place to start when you do this is up on the walk boards, get all the tall stuff off, and then you can take the braces down. I'm gonna take some of these down here just to get her started on a stack on the sawhorses, and then we can get going. Where are you, bud? Where you at? Uh-oh. Long part can hang off the back, you know what I mean? Off the back side there. Should work with that. This pin out of the way first. And it just slides up in there. Yeah.
Whoa. That's cool.
Number 2. Love it. That looks really good. We're going to finish getting the last little bit of wood off this backside for today. This tank's about empty, but I'll put another one in the back of the Ranger.
Always prepared.
So Chelsea's out with me today helping, which is pretty cool. The kids actually have summer school this year. That's the first year we've done that, but I think everybody's kind of trying to get caught up from the crazy school year we had. So we've actually got some days to work together right here. So it should be a good time. She's getting some brush and stuff cleaned up, and some of this plywood strapping we'll go ahead and burn. But obviously we're going to save all the 2x4s. You saw that on the pile over there. I'm going to get everything off the top of the walkboards, or walkboard height. That way we can get the walkboards and braces down. Plus, I brought the phone out with me, and I got a bunch of your guys' questions, so we can answer your questions as well. A lot of these small pieces of plywood, like I said, will probably just end up burning. If it were 3/4 inch or 1 inch or something like that plywood that you're going to use again for forms, it'd be worth saving. But this 1/2 inch, I mean, it's been rained on several times. It really doesn't have a lot of strength left. So we'll probably go ahead and get rid of it. Fire up the comment section by using the tip as the 1/4 inch. You guys always need something good to talk about. So we've got all the strapping off to there. Screws off of those parts, so I can take screws there off the ground. Let's go ahead and knock out the first question. Oh, cameras and walkboards, careful bud. First question is, wondering if you're planning on making the port side feel like a steamboat just pulled up to the dock. So if you're not familiar, the port side is the left side of the ship. Starboard is the right side of the ship. So this would obviously be the port side here, and that's the ground level. And he's asking if we're gonna make that a dock out that way and look like it's pulled up to the dock. The short answer is yes. That is gonna be the parking area there, and we will build a dock from the parking area out to that level. The long answer though is we're kind of trying to model this to make it look like it's actually in dry dock, like it was pulled out of the water to have repairs done. On the outside of that door, we're going to try to use the product that we're using on the outside. It's called Cementol, how we're going to finish the outside. We're going to try to kind of model that to make it look like that door frame was cut into the side of the hull so they could do a repair to it. That's kind of what we're going for. I know it's a little bit of a stretch, but it is a boat in the woods. The whole thing's a little bit of a stretch. So we're going to kind of try to go for that. Yes, it'll look like it has a dock coming to it, but it'll be kind of, you know, dry docked for repairs. We will kind of get some signs made to sell that theme a little bit more. We'll get some signs put on the dock to say dry dock employees only past this point and that kind of thing to try to sell it, but that's what we're going for. Got just a couple more things I have to reach from the top side of this walkboard. A few things on the outside there. Then the walkboards are coming down, then the braces are coming down. And more questions. It's also a good idea, before you come down off the walkboards, to go ahead and get your screws out of your braces. The whole goal is, once you get down from the walkboards, you don't have to set a ladder up or mess with it anymore. You just want to get off of it. Why are there wasps? Come on, man. Hey. So I made a post and I had them ask questions about the YouTube yacht. And this guy didn't quite understand the assignment, but he wanted to know if a hot dog is a sandwich. And since you're a chef and you teach culinary arts, I thought I'd ask the expert.
That's a loaded question. Well, no.
Okay, that's all.
It's a hot dog.
It's a hot dog.
It's a hot dog.
I agree. I agree. I figured I'd ask the expert. She brought the Ranger down. We're gonna load this up with those plywood straps real quick. So this is a great question, and we get this all the time. Is the cabin going to have an actual boat horn, like the ones you can hear from 6 miles away? No, it will not have an actual boat horn. Maybe the main reason for that is obviously you can hear 6 miles away, but I'm on eBay all the time looking at vintage ship parts and old ship parts, and I've had my eye on something, and if it works out, if we get it, and I can figure out how to make it work, I promise you it'll be cooler than a boat horn. It's gonna be something. Stay tuned to the channel to see what it is, if we can actually get our hands on it, but it's pretty daggone cool. We'll just go ahead and knock out a couple questions real quick. Next one is, when pouring the floor, this will be an ICF floor that spans this. It'll be concrete that spans this. Of course, concrete down here, but concrete ICF floor. So Jim wants to know, when pouring the floor, will you have to use span alls to support the floor? So the way the concrete, the ICF form works, the ICF form will support itself, but we will have to do some temporary framed walls underneath it to support it during the pour. Of course, once the pour is done, everything cures up, you remove the temporary walls, and voila, you got a free-spanning concrete floor that's well insulated and ready to build on up. So that's how that'll work. I'm sure editing Mike was smart enough to put some pictures of it up from other jobs or off the internet, so you guys can kind of see what that's like. But it's definitely gonna be exciting, and it's definitely gonna be a very cool feature of the cabin. Next, we'll go ahead and get these braces out of here, up on the brace rack, answer a few more questions, and we'll hop on the outside. Oh, let's finish that too. Then we'll hop on the outside and get all the strapping on the bow off. Get a really good look at that. We'll get the drone up in the air and get some good shots. Yeah. Those pins just kind of store up on the turnbuckle like that. This is such a cool space. And you can see the portholes we talked about in the previous video. They will be round. We just framed them in square. We'll put a round window in and then build out around it. But the portholes are perfectly eye level, which is pretty sweet. Good view of the dirt on this side, but you know, still lets the sunlight in, which is what we're going for. Oh my gosh. I'm getting excited. So Keith L is a awesome loyal subscriber, by the way. Has been with the channel before I had 1,000 subscribers. Has sent several things in and has been, I don't know how to say it, an awesome loyal supporter of the channel. Anyway, so Keith wants to know if we're going to be able to see all the paddle wheel, or is half the wheel visually underground. We will be able to see all of it. Again, going with it's dry docked. The theme on top of these supports here, we'll build little brackets, just like that. You guys see that? Well, right there. And then the axle will go right across here. and you'll be able to see the full paddle wheel. Will be out of the water. The bottom of the paddle wheel will probably be, I don't know, right in here somewhere. But yep, you'll be able to see the full paddle wheel. And somebody did ask why we're leaving these. We're leaving these until after the paddle wheel is on, for the pure fact that as smoothly as I want the setting of the paddle wheel to go, there's always a chance that we could drop it or something gets out of control, and I just want a little bit of extra support underneath these supports, so if we do accidentally shock load it by dropping it, you know, we don't break the whole daggone thing off. Just a little bit of insurance, never hurt anybody, but that's why those are still there. Look how well it flowed under that door butt for us. Huh? That looks really good. I love that. Turned out really nice. Let's start with the braces. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Braces off. That looks so good. I'm so excited about that. Okay. We're gonna time lapse this. We're gonna get the drone in the air, fly the boat. We'll fly down to the pond from here and check out the pond, give you a pond update. And then we'll fly over to the new property so we can kind of tie all the projects together and everybody's on the same page. I gotta get these things off of here. This thing looks amazing. Now, before we put the drone up in the air and we get a closer look at this thing, and it does look amazing. A couple other questions we had. One of them was price per square foot of wall. Editing Mike, I'm not good at math on the fly. If you could pop up what this was per square foot of wall, including concrete, rebar, and ICF, and there will be no labor on that price either because obviously we did it ourselves, but if you could do that, that'd be awesome. Are the most critical parts finished? Or is the concrete floor going to be a bear? I'm assuming he's talking about the ICF floor. The ICF floor that will go across there that we talked about earlier. It'll definitely have a few challenges to it. It's not too bad. If you've used it a few times, it's like anything. You use it a few times, it's not that bad. There will be a few challenges to this. Normally the ICF floor kind of deadheads into the ICF and everything ties together. This one will overhang just a little bit on each side, which will be a little bit different than what I'm typically used to doing with it whenever I use it. So there will be a few new challenges to it, but I don't think it'll be anything we can't overcome. We'll be sure to figure it out. And you guys will be able to tag along for the journey, which is pretty cool. And then the last question, what are we gonna charge per night? We honestly don't know. We have a ballpark. We're hoping to stay under 200 a night. I don't know if we'll be able to do that or not. There's a lot of things to consider. We gotta figure out what our electric's gonna be, water, insurance, the overheads. We got to figure out what the overheads are. We got to make sure we can cover that cost and then add a little bit on there for some revenue. We do plan on doing discounts. Obviously, first responder discount. We'll do some sort of subscriber discount. We will do some free night giveaways with some contests on the YouTube channel. And what I'm real excited about is we're hoping to be able to do some free nights for veterans and active duty servicemen and women. I absolutely love the military and have an immense amount of respect for them, and we're hoping we can do like You rent 2 nights, you get 1 night free if you're veteran or active duty. We're hoping to do that, and I think we'll be able to find a way to make it work. But that's the best answer I can really give you at this point in time. Let's go check out the fire, and we'll take the Mavic Mini up. Just got this brush pile burnt up pretty good. I'm gonna throw it together in a pile again, kind of consolidate it, keep on cleaning it up with it. That's something we've got to keep doing. As we cleared, we just kind of put stuff around the edges. So we have some piles we got to get burned and cleaned up, but progress is progress and can't complain about it.
So we don't typically do longer drone flights like this, but because of all the big projects we have going on, the YouTube yacht, which you guys just saw, the pond repair, which we're getting ready to fly through the woods and go check out, and then the new property that we've been working on that we showed a video on previously, I figure we'll do one long drone flight and kind of tie it all together. I've had a lot of questions if I got a new drone. I did. I got another Mavic Mini. A couple reasons. Mainly, I already had several batteries from the previous two. And also, you can fly through the woods fairly easy with the Mavic Mini. It doesn't have all the sensors on it that warn you about hitting objects and that kind of thing. So it's a little bit easier to fly through the woods for shots like this. So we're going to get down here. We'll check out the pond repair real quick. Then we'll take off from there. We'll fly across the trees. And we'll fly straight, well, kind of straight, to the new property to show you where it's at in proximity to the YouTube yacht, to try to get everything tied together and everybody caught up to speed on the channel. Now, if you remember, or if you've been with the channel for a while, you know we built this pond not too long ago, but right off the bat we had some issues. And if you watch the pond building video, you'll actually see this comment in the comments several times, and it was compaction. It just came down to compaction. We didn't have good enough compaction when we built the dam. Not a big deal. This is a shared pond between myself and my neighbor Gary. We'd already kind of decided we wanted to make it a little bit bigger anyway and have a shallow area for a bedding area for fish, because we plan on stocking this pond. Here you can see the slide on the back side. You can see where we cleared for the pond expansion and to get some more material to beef that dam up. Now we're pretty much going to end up removing the entire dam, digging down, digging a bigger core, a deeper core, bringing a sheep's foot roller up, and we're just going to pack the heck out of it this time. But we've got those videos coming up this summer as well. We've had 2 weekends so far where the D4 has been in Derby, it's been in town, and we made arrangements with Mike to get the finish dozer up here and kind of get all the clearing stuff pushed off so Gary and I can get out and drive some grade stakes and figure out where we want this thing to go. But both weekends it ended up raining. It's just difficult to get equipment this time of year. This is Mike's busy season, obviously, when it comes to dirt work. So we're hoping to get something up here soon to get some more work done on it, but this is where it sits now. So we're going to speed things up here just a little bit. You see the smoke coming up through the trees? That's the little burn pile we had going up at the YouTube yacht, burning off some of the plywood and some of the wood debris and the branches and stuff that were on the ground. And I'm trying to find the YouTube yacht here. But even know exactly where it's at, I still can't quite find it. But that's okay. We're going to head over to the new property, and I get a little bit confused, trying to use Mogan Ridge in the background there to get oriented. to where we need to go. That little lake you see on the right, that's the Rainbow Pay Lake, and then there's the Ohio River in the distance. Now I got her honed in. So everybody's asking how far it is from the YouTube yacht property. It's really not that far. There is another lot between the new property and the YouTube yacht property that we do not own. But it is on the same road. I mean, it's tractor driving distance, side-by-side distance. It's right here. And there you go. We plan on getting out on that property again next week. We're going to go out and mark the property lines a little bit better. And I'll show you what app I use to mark property lines with. And then we're going to try to do some measuring for the footbridge and get a game plan on the footbridge project as well. And here we go, flying back towards the YouTube yacht property. It's kind of cool. If you noticed on the left-hand side of the screen, you can see the darker canopies. That is the forest boundary line. And I'm not sure which trees those are, but you can tell the color in the canopy where the forest boundary line is at, which is kind of cool. And then we'll fly on back to the YouTube yacht. You can see the smoke coming up through the trees again there. So hopefully that ties everything together really well for everybody. We're all kind of on the same page. We're all caught up with what we have going on. More YouTube yacht videos coming up, getting everything ready for the slab pour in the basement. More new property videos coming up. And then, of course, some Dirt Perfect videos coming up to pay for the equipment rental for the pond repair. So lots of good stuff coming up. I hope you guys enjoyed the video. I do appreciate everybody tagging along. As always, thanks for watching, and we'll catch you on the next one.